Hi lovelies, Tori here today, and I am going to be scrapbooking or doing Project Life pages with you today, and I'm going to be using two pages actually. Normally I just do one, but I thought it would be fun today to do two. So to do a large 12 by 12 page and then also an insert, which I believe is 6 by 12. So I'm just picking where I want all the photos to go. And let me just tell you about the photos while I'm doing that. Last year I offered to be the camp director for my church's VBS, or Vacation Bible School, Vacation Bible Camp, whatever you want to call it. So it's a week of like camp at the church. And I was the director. And so these photos are from that week. Now, if you're noticing the Post-it notes, I don't normally do that, but some of the photos here are of some of the kids at the day camp. And so, like, we have a no photography policy or a no, like, posting to social media, so that's why all those faces are just covered up with a Post-it note. And then if the photos aren't covered up, it's because you can't actually see people's faces. Mostly I took photos of, like, people's backs. But if I don't have permission to show people's photos, I don't like to use them, so that's why. And I'm going to be doing two pages here. I'm going to start with this one side and then I'm going to do the other side. So I am using a mixture of kits here. I'm using the Felicity Jane Something Sweet kit. And these are just a bunch of scrap pieces of paper that I had left over from the scrapbooking kit and papers. And then I'm also using a couple of cards or items from the Take 10 Glam kit or the Take 10 kit. So like that purple card, which I had there but ended up taking out, it was from the Take 10 kit. So I just really like using up scrap paper from my Felicity Jean kit to make like Project Life cards. It works so well, and those papers are just so pretty that I love seeing them as little 3x4 or 4x6 cards. I just think it looks so pretty. So this insert, or I guess it's the right hand side, has 4x4 pockets. So that's why I was cutting some 4x4 squares of just a few different papers. And I'm going to use those for like the inserts. And I actually am really enjoying this style of scrapbooking. So I think I'm going to be doing it more. And by scrapbooking, I mean Project Life. I like the style of 4x4 squares. I don't know what it is. I think it's really fun to decorate, and I'm totally inspired by Brandy Kincaid. This is like how she does a lot of her Project Life, is using 4x4 squares. So like I guess it's 9 4x4 squares, and I just think it looks so cool. So I think I'm going to be doing some more of that. So hopefully you guys also enjoy that. I think I just like doing something different every once in a while in my Project Life. I feel like it works really well. So after I got all the papers or the cards where I wanted them, I'm gonna round all the corners of those cards and then begin doing like the embellishing and everything. And I've found with Project Life that like having a system that works for you is like the best way to create, because it takes all the guesswork out. So my system, I guess, is photos first, then pick the cards or Project Life cards that you want, and then start embellishing or adding stamps or things like that. And then finally I finish with journaling. And I'm purposeful to leave space for journaling. So I decided that I wanted to do some stamping on this layout because I really want to try to use my stamps more. So I grabbed this stamp set, which came from one of the Take 10 kits, I think maybe that Take 10 or Glam kit. And there were like these half circles, and then there was this phrase that said today that fit perfectly in there. So I decided to stamp today inside of all of those half circles. And then I'm just going to fussy cut them out. And I decided what I wanted to do was have 4 today half circles and place them on those 4 Project Life or paper cards that I had created in the middle, so that on each of the cards I could do a little journaling or something, because each of the photos is from a different day from the VBS. So I thought it would be cute to have that like repeated element over and over again. And it sort of ties all those different patterns and colors together. So once I fussy cut those out, I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz tiny attacher to staple those little Today stamp pieces that I had cut and just stick them in the middle at the top of each of those cards. So I really like the way that that looks, and I love that it's like an element of repetition across the different elements. So then I wanted to do another repetition type thing, so I decided to grab some of the cut apart labels from the cut apart sheet, and it's printed on sticker paper, which makes it super easy to use. And I'm going to place a label in the middle of each of those cards, and that's where I'll do the journaling about what the photo is about and things like that. And honestly, this side of the spread is fairly simple because I think after I add the journaling, I really keep the layout quite simple. I don't add a lot of embellishments. And like, to be honest, these photos aren't great. They're sort of grainy. They were taken on my cell phone inside, and I was in a rush and I was busy, so they weren't like the best photos. But I did want to include them. So I feel like maybe the lack of embellishments is because I didn't necessarily want to draw a lot of attention to the photos, but I wanted the focus to be more on the journaling in the center of these cards. So I like the way that that works. And it's sort of like a repeated element. I said that a couple times, but I like how simple and clean it looks. So I am going to look at my embellishments to see if there's anything that I want to use. And I think about adding a title, and I am going to add a title to it on this one top left-hand card. I decided to add VBC, so Vacation Bible Camp. And then I also added a puffy sticker from the C'est La Vie collection that says crazy, so it's like BBC crazy, because it was really a crazy week. It's so stressful, and it's just lots of kids and fun and craziness, and it's wonderful, but it's also crazy. And I had to take a week off work to be able to do it, and yeah. So then to finish off these cards, I decided to grab some of those black and gold phrase stickers and just add those underneath the label stickers. And then I grabbed one of those gold flecked cork board hearts and stuck it in the bottom corner, sort of to balance off the title / embellishment that I had added to the top left hand corner. And then that's pretty much it for this page. Oh, I did grab some foam hearts from the sticker sheet from American Crafts just to add a little bit of detail to each of these cards. And then I realized that some of the cards I had trimmed too big, so I'm going to have to trim them back down. But that's okay, easy enough. And that's it for that side. So then I'll move on to the right hand side, which is these 4x4, or is the 4x4 pockets. So this was actually a full 12x12 sheet, but I cut down one row of the 4x4 pockets just because I didn't have that many photos, so I didn't want to spread them out that much. So the theme for this week's VBS was like Inventor Fuzzy Works workshop, or I don't know, it was from a kid, and it was like robots and a workshop kind of theme. So we had decorated with like robots, and I had cut out all these really cute robots on my silhouette. That's what you see in the top left hand corner. We'd stuck those all over the church, and it was really fun, and it looked really cute, even though robots wasn't necessarily like a theme that I loved, but it was fun to help decorate. So I just have a couple photos of that, and then some photos of like kids with the decorations and things like that. And then I wanted to do some more stamping, so I grabbed this stamp set, which came from my Take 10 kit, and I just stamped a couple of phrases onto that pink and cream striped paper, and then I cut banners into those. So I used a different phrase for each of them, I think. So for this one, it just says, "Love these memories," and that looks super cute. And then for the next phrase, oh, and by the way, I'm just using black Memento Tuxedo ink. I love that ink. It's so pretty. And then I think this one is, it says, "Celebrate everyday moments," and then I did enjoy today. And I just need 3 phrases, I think, for the or I just had 3 phrases. And I'm going to do the same thing. I just stamp them on the pink, and then I'm going to trim them out and add banners to them. And I love the way that it looks. I think it looks really pretty in the end. And that sort of fun thing that you can do is like stamp your own banners or labels by just like stamping them on colored paper and then trimming them out. So it's a fun element. So while I'm working on that, I just want to say I hope you guys are all doing great. I feel like I'm sort of behind on doing voiceovers for my videos. So I already did my Kill a Kit video for the Felicity Jane Something Sweet kit, but these videos are still from that kit. I should have waited to post that, but I just wanted to post it because my next kit was coming. But the truth is that like I already have my Felicity Jane Tuesday kit and I totally want to use it, but I also just need to get through these process videos. So I'm gonna power them out tonight. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of voiceovers. I think I have like 15 to do or something, just like really behind for me. Normally I only have like 2 or 3, and I'm gonna hopefully get them all done, and then maybe I can post a whole bunch of videos, so stay tuned. And then I can start working on my next kit. But I like to like have all of the videos filmed and the voiceovers and the Kill a Kit video and have them all like either up or scheduled before I work on the next box of goodies. I think it's just like a way that I like treat myself for all that hard work, because it is a lot of hard work making these videos. So I feel like the way I treat myself is like once I finish them, then I can like dive into new supplies. So, but it also means that I have lots of videos for you guys, which I know that you guys love. So, what did I do while I was talking? Oh, I added a couple banner labels or label stickers. I added one to the robot where I stamped the date, and I used a red one because I thought it picked up on the red in the robot. And then I added one to that bottom left-hand photo, just talking about what's in the photo. And then I thought that those banners that I had stamped were looking a little plain, so I decided to just add some hand doodling stitching lines or polka dots around those, and I'm just using my black pen to do that, and I think it's like such a fun detail to just add to a Project Life card. Your own doodling or journaling is like such a sweet touch. So now to the embellishing part, and then finally I'll finish with my journaling. So I'm going to grab some more of those black and gold phrase stickers, and I grabbed a little heart and trimmed it out. And then I'm also going to grab another one of those core cards and just tuck it underneath the post-it note there. And then that's it. I think I'll keep this side of the page fairly simple too. And that's more like my style right now when it comes to Project Life, is clean and simple, but also super girly and pretty. So I think what I'm going to do now is just add my journaling, and just journaling about how I made the decorations with my friend Nora and how we had lots of fun decorating, and it was so cool to see the kids excited when they walked in on the first day of VBS to see all the robots all over the place. It was tons of fun. And I feel like even though it was a crazy week, it was a lot of fun to put together, and I'm like proud of all the volunteers and all their hard work, and I had lots of fun participating too, and it was fun being able to help run it. So I'm just finishing these cards off with some rhinestones and enamel dots. So I have these enamel dot stars from 7 paper, and I'm just going to add a few of those in different places. And then I'm going to slow it down, hold up the cards so you guys can check them out. I hope I inspired you guys today to maybe pull out your stamps for your Project Life. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll check back later for another video, and I mostly hope that you have a lovely day. Bye!